You're very welcome back to Red Business in Focus with Cork's local enterprise offices, where we're bringing you all the business news and inspiring entrepreneurs and sharing success stories. This week we've got Margaret Urbanowicz of Smas. Margaret is going to share her business story of Smas, which launched in August of 2019, and how her online audience helped her to create her brand and helped her launch an amazing independent retail brand across the country. She's also going to share the creative side of the business and how her candles and diffusers and mists, which are handcrafted in Ireland, have the ability to trigger memories and almost transport us to another place and time. Margaret, you're very welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, that intro worked for you, did it?
Yeah, that's perfect. That's lovely.
So tell me now in 30 seconds what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. So Sómas is an Irish word for ease and comfort, which is very much the ethos behind everything we do. So all the products and the experiences that we create are designed to help our customers to find their mindful rituals in their everyday lives.
Okay, I like the idea of this because years ago, I would have been horrifically opposed to this kind of thing. And I don't know whether I have something with age that I'm beginning to like the idea of diffusers around the house and nice smells that bring me to a happier place. I think that for me, it was a lot of the stuff a couple of years ago was overwhelming. That you got and you walked in and you're like nearly passing out from it. Yours is the opposite of that, isn't it?
Thank you. Yeah, so I think, like you said yourself, scent has that amazing ability to almost transport you to a different place. And I think a lot of us would have those like scent memories, so it could be something like, like your grandma's apple pie or something that would automatically kind of transport you to that joyful time and a place. So this is very much what I was trying to capture within the fragrance range that we offer here at Sómas, just kind of capturing those beautiful, blissful memories. So with the fragrances, we're kind of trying to create something that's like really relatable, to everyone.
The starting point for this was personal for you, wasn't it?
It was. So definitely the way that the brand came about was quite a personal story. So my dad passed away when I was 19, and I kind of had to move into like a small studio apartment, and I just had to kind of life goes on, you kind of have to move on. So I found that just bringing those beautiful familiar scents into the space was really helping me to kind of make it a little bit more comfortable, so like despite everything that was happening around me, I could like kind of come in, close the door, close my eyes, and that was kind of my happy, safe space. So I just kind of started buying like diffusers and candles, and it became a little bit of an obsession. That was like a running joke with all my friends.
But that's okay though, because that's how these things start and that's how good ideas come about. But capturing the essence of something is hard. So how do you go about capturing the essence of a scent, some of the scents that we have here? Yeah,
so it's just kind of the way I always kind of viewed it was just purely a passion project, So I would just kind of work with blends that kind of speak to me and trigger memories. And then I'll kind of try to almost like mesh those memories together in order to create kind of like my own stories. I hope that makes sense.
No, that does make sense, because that's what you're trying to capture here. Now, the only thing about it, whatever about the scent, I remember years ago, one of our science teachers in school, they had a transition year project where they made candles. And it was the biggest mistake, they said, the school had ever made, because there was candles drying everywhere. It was a shambles, because candles are very hard to make. How do you make candles, never mind the scent that's in them?
Do you know what? I actually find it to be a super relaxing and almost meditation-like process. So I think especially with like kind of like very hands-on crafts, they really help you to just kind of like focus on something so you completely forget about everything else. We have the kind of fragrance oil blended, and we then blend it with the wax and pour it into a container. That's the simplified version.
And then you stick a wick in it, and then you light it, and the smell comes into the room.
Yeah, exactly.
Lovely, I love it. You were involved with Ireland's Young Best Entrepreneur. I think you were put forward by the Leo, were you?
I was, yes, yeah. So, and I think that was even before I kind of officially launched the business, which was absolutely fantastic, because I actually placed second.
That gave you a bit of confidence when you were trying to kind of get in your feet with this idea, put everything behind you, move forward.
Yeah, just kind of, having that realization that, you know, the judges probably looked at hundreds of applications, you know, and they seen potential in my one, and they actually put me forward, and I actually placed, you know, just like even being surrounded by all these amazing business concepts, you know, during the workshop. So just like even placing, honestly, just felt surreal.
When you said to friends, I'm going to set up a business and it'll be candles, what was the reaction?
So initially I was a little bit nervous to tell people, because I suppose it's not, you know, it's not exactly a usual job, you know, that people go for. But yeah, no, I'm actually really lucky that I was working in very creative industries where, you know, kind of sky was the limit and no idea was ever too big. So, you know, my co-workers and my friends were just like, sure, go for it.
Go for it, yeah. And they have it here. So just tell us what the smells we have here now. So we've got driftwood and sea salt.
Yeah.
Honey and smoked beech,
yeah,
rhubarb
and peony.
And what's the other one?
So this one is actually one of our newest products. So it's a skincare collection. So just kind of from talking to our customers, we realized that, you know, they really want to fully immerse in the experience. So while they have the home fragrances, you know, offer just a very relaxing experience on one level, they kind of want to be able to nearly immerse in the fragrances.
Are you a very calm person? You strike me as a very calm person.
I try to be, yeah. I meditate quite a bit, so maybe that's helping.
I think you must be, because even coming up with the ideas and the mixes must be therapeutic in its own way.
It actually is. I do have to say that I absolutely adore my job, because it is very kind of slow, you know. I very much try to practice slow life, so I hope it translates into the product.
Well, it definitely does. I really think it does. Tell us, if people want to buy the product, I know we're talking about it being an independent retailer, which is great, but they can buy direct from your website.
Yeah, they can, yeah. So we are available at smasstudio.com and with loads of beautiful retailers across the country.
Margaret, it's been an absolute pleasure. Best of luck.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
That's it from this week's episode of Red Business in Focus. Join us next week when we're going to be joined by Dan of the Silly Heads. Now, that is a forward-thinking enterprise with the promotion of mental health advocacy at its core. They deliver online and on-site workshops around mental health advocacy and awareness, which is constructed around a set of cartoon characters and storytelling. And the course has got some brilliant advocacy packs, so it's a really brilliant story. I've heard it before, but I'm looking forward to bringing it to you next week on Red Business in Focus, with thanks to Cork's local enterprise offices.